On this episode of Ariah and Jay.
I walk a lonely road, the only one that I have ever known. That's Obama's theme song.
Nowhere to go.
Homestuck headcanon.
It's only me and I walk alone.
Obama when he was trying to figure out what to do with the planet.
That's why Obama was such a great president.
He
He spent all his time preparing for Spur.
And now,
thousands of bright particles swarm from an unseen origin and coalesce into a solid, luminous figure in the shape of a tall man. The radiance of a holographic image diminishes to reveal a man in a suit with a strikingly recognizable face. Dave draws in a sharp breath and clutches at his chest.
hello, Mr. Strider. I've been waiting a long time for you to show up.
Dave's jaw hangs
Holy
open.
shit, Obama!
Fur, as well as several key headcanons of his. Without thinking, he drops to one knee and bows his head.
Mr. President, it's an honor, sir.
President Obama laughs amiably and gestures with one hand for Dave to rise.
Come on now, Dave. We can't be having that. I'm nobody's king. I'm a democratically elected representative who took an oath to serve his country and his people. People like you, Dave. If anything, I should be the one bowing.
Dave says nothing, at a loss for how to respond to such a soft-spoken words of wisdom and humility. He idles for a moment, seemingly waiting for Obama to follow through with his promised act of deference.
I'm not gonna bow, man. I was just pulling your leg.
Oh, okay. Holy shit. Dude, I can't get over this, man. Fucking Obama's talking.
I just want to talk to you for a little while. Is that all right, or do you have somewhere you need to be?
Oh, No, sir, I don't have anywhere to... yes, sir, it's more than alright. It's such an honor to... What I mean is, Mr. President, what I mean is, I'm a huge fan of yours, and I hope this doesn't sound fucked up, but on some level, I feel like I've been waiting for this for my whole life.
I know, Dave.
Obama offers a warm smile. He looks down, adjourning the cuffs of his holographic suit with the casual manner of a skilled statesman. It's the body language of a man getting down to business.
Now, you probably weren't aware of this, but I'm familiar with the work you've done for your country in the past. For the whole planet, actually. Before you moved it, that is.
You knew about him? Or, me?
Oh, yes. Most people thought I was gone, but I was keeping an eye on events. Wouldn't miss it for anything.
Wait, but how?
I was doing what you did back then, when the world needed you. I was doing what you're doing now, under the same circumstances. I was answering the call. I went about it in a way no one at the time could understand. You see, Dave, no one can really see the big picture. That's what real leadership is all about. Looking at the big picture, seeing the long road ahead, making the hard choices for the greatest good. Not just decisions that lead to a better tomorrow, or to make sure the next year is better than the last, or even the next decade. You have to think about the next century, the next millennium. Sometimes you may even have to leave people wondering if you've forsaken them entirely, because your real duty is to concern yourself with the final destination of the planet, to make sure it stays safe along the hard journey and ends up being the best home it can be for both the human race and the many newcomers to our world. Doing the right thing often means walking a long and lonely road, Dave. But I'm guessing you've already figured this out.
I guess so.
Dave pauses, pensively fiddling with the pockets of his camel pants. He has so many questions for the ex-president. He braces himself and presses ahead.
If you don't mind my asking, sir, I thought you died. Well, I know you did where I'm from with the meteors and all. But from what I know about the history of the flooded Earth timeline, you served your 2 terms, and just a little after that, they say you disappeared, so you didn't die?
Oh, I certainly died, Dave. Just not when they say I did. Like I said, I was just answering the call. Other brave heroes like you stepped in to fill the void I left behind, as I knew you all would. And some say the death of those heroes was in vain, or a waste, since the human race was wiped out anyway. Just like they say my supposed death was a waste, a loss that humanity couldn't endure. But they were wrong. Those heroes were fighting for something. Even if all you manage to accomplish is leaving behind a legacy to inspire others in the future who need that hope to go on. Even if one of those in the future you end up inspiring is an alternate history version of yourself, Dave. Haven't you been improved by the knowledge of what you grew up to be in my time? Can you really say you'd be what you are today without the memory of him? Or the memory of me, for that matter?
Dave considers the question seriously. He's transfixed by Obama's kind gaze and can't seem to look away. There are times when he feels relieved by the lifestyle decision he made as a kid to wear a pair of aviator sunglasses all the time, at all times, no matter what.
No, but like, that's all good and totally inspiring and all, but sorry if it's so nosy, but if you didn't die then when you disappeared, then how did you die?
Most of that is classified, Dave. Rest assured, it was a heroic death that took place many years after my disappearance, upon which rested the fate of Paradox Space itself. There were loose ends to tie up, baggage from my distant past. You know how it is. Troubles from your childhood tend to follow you, even after you move into the White House. Believe me.
Hey, yeah, I guess so. What happened to you as a kid, or is that classified too?
No, it's not classified, because I never even told the government about it. Can't classify what you don't know.
Damn.
When I was a boy living in Hawaii, on my 13th birthday, I was visited by a mysterious stranger. He was an older man with a mustache, kind of a corny, old-fashioned, adventuring type. He tried to convince me we were related. Of course, I thought he was full of shit. To this day, I'm not sure about that. Maybe he was. I didn't think much of his tall tale at the time, but what did pique my interest was his story. He was voyaging all over the Pacific looking for a mysterious island, which supposedly had all the answers he'd spent his whole life searching for. During his travels, he set up outposts all over the ocean to help with his search, such as one near where I lived as a boy. The outpost had a laboratory, an archaeological dig site, a network of underground tunnels, the works. One time I snuck in there and did some exploration of my own. Somewhere in the maze of underground ruins, I found a transporter pad, just like the one that brought you here. It sent me to a new realm, a place they called the Medium.
What?
Keep going.
Dave does his best not to show it, but his heart is racing faster with every word Obama says. His mind races too, with more thoughts than he can keep track of. Thoughts of affirmation, exhilaration. I knew it. His brain repeats to itself. The sense of vindication is indescribable.
What the fuck?
Others were there, kids my age. I made friends that lasted a lifetime. Over the years, I would return there now and then, when I felt I was needed. I made one final trip there after serving my terms in office. As I said, I kept an eye on Earth events, but I knew I could never return. Not with the work that still needed to be done. But before my heroic death, I made sure to have my affairs in order, to fulfill certain cosmic necessities of the future, such as our meeting here today, Dave.
Holy shit.
I capture-logged a ghost imprint of my brain. You remember how to do that, don't you?
Fuck.
That was like way at the beginning of the comic. Holy shit.
He's
A ghost imprint?
dude, it's Obama, man. You think Obama doesn't know how to do this shit?
I stored the imprint in this holographic projection device. You see, Dave, it was critical that I had a chance to speak with you, but only when the time was right. Only once you had made it all this way, standing ready to defend the future of Earthsea.
Tears are welling up in the corner of Dave's eyes. There goes the fucking waterworks again. He says another quiet prayer of gratitude for the shades John gave him. He's got to keep it together. He tells himself there's nothing wrong with crying. Of course there isn't, just not in front of Obama. He's got to keep it together.
Not in front of Obama.
He sniffs in deeply, with a theatrical stoicism, and crosses his arms, but on his exhale, a small, choked sob escapes. He seals his lips tight, but his mouth quivers and puckers under the impossible pressures of restraint.
I know what you're going through. There's a lot to be emotional about in these trying times. Hey, why don't we take a walk? You'll have a chance to collect yourself. And there's something I'd like you to see.
Obama waves his hand toward a wall, and a secret compartment opens up with the traditional stone-grinding noises to be heard in any crypt worth exploring. He leads the way into a dark corridor. They walk for some time, only one pair of solid feet making audible footsteps that echo far ahead into the darkness. The light from Obama himself serves as Dave's torch. Soon, he feels calm enough to continue the conversation.
Mr. President, you said I remind you of the adult Dave from your timeline.
That's right.
So wait, how did you know adult Dave if you're from the original timeline?
Dave, come on now. Surely you must know I'm no stranger to timeline shenanigans myself.
Oh yeah, of course, what was I thinking? Anyway, no offense, but are you really sure I remind you of him? There are a lot of times where I don't feel like I'm at all living up to the guy's example. A lot of times I feel like I'm just going along with shit. Like, my buddy organizes a badass rebellion, and I'm just like, duh, yeah, alright. Sounds cool, I guess I'll scatter around the jungle and rig a bunch of shitty statues of liberty to explode if those are the orders.
Rig the what? To do what now?
Oh, yeah, maybe never mind that. It's just a stupid mission I'm on, and to be honest, Carcat probably just sent us on it so we don't get ourselves killed stupidly.
Obama nods solemnly at this clarification. His expression makes it clear that this is the type of executive decision he understands.
But compared to that guy, apparently turned out to be, I don't know. I feel like a lesser version of myself somehow. Not lesser, maybe just like I somehow ended up with a version of me who didn't stay as true to myself as I could have. Like, I entered this world already considered God, already famous, already celebrated as a genius. What was there left to achieve? I still did a lot of incredible and stupid shit that I guess I'm pretty proud of. I don't know. Something feels hollow about a lot of what I've done this last bunch of years. Or I guess about a lot of stuff in general. It's not just accomplishments or stuff like that. Deeper, I think. Like, Carcat managed to rise to the occasion and avenge his people, but I hardly had anything to do with that. It was mostly him. He's turned out to someone pretty incredible, really.
You still care a lot about Carcat, don't you?
Oh, well, yeah, of course I do. He's my friend.
Are you sure that's all he is, Dave?
I love my wife. Jade has been the best thing that's ever happened to me. The day I decided to marry her and, like, get off the fence, stop insulting her by acting so casual about it, like it was no big thing. No big deal.
It's no big deal.
Yeah. She deserved me being all the way into it. She deserves everything, and I know this is all true.
But
Here comes the tears.
Here come the tears again.
Fuck!
More than a drop or two at the corners of his eyes. He blinks and they run down his face, racing beneath the lower rims of his shades faster than he can turn away. He's losing control now. His cool is a distant memory. Like a dream he's struggling to remember. Obama puts a flickering hand on his shoulder. Dave feels the dense light of the hologram buzzing through the fabric of his clothes, grazing his skin. It tingles, like a mild static electricity.
My bro died a long time ago. Fucking hung himself for some damn reason. For a little while I had a bro. I could talk to him about stuff. I did a little bit, but I don't know if we got that deep into it. Whatever.
you can always talk to me about anything, Dave.
Yeah, thanks, man. I guess what I'm trying to say is I miss him a lot.
I think Dirk would be proud if he could see how you turned out. In fact, I know it.
No, I mean, yeah, I do kind of miss him, too. I would try not to think about it much because, well, that's a whole thing. What I meant was I miss Carcat.
Dave falls to his knees. He slides his open palms up beneath his shades and covers his face. He weeps quietly as Obama looks down on him, smiling patiently, understandingly.
I think I messed up. I didn't do the right thing for a long time, and even though I love Jade, I feel like I'm living a lie. Try not to even think of any of this stuff, but now that I'm letting myself not only think about it, think it, but say it, I feel like I'm panicking. I don't know what to do.
He's hyperventilating now, but catches himself. He has to calm down. There is no way to behave in front of a president. He collects himself, starts breathing steadily, and looks up.
Mr. President, can you keep a secret?
Yes, I can, Dave. These days, keeping secrets is practically all I ever do down here.
I think
He runs a hand through his hair and looks back down.
I'm straight. Sorry, I just didn't want people to use that I think I'm gay line against me later.
Jesus.
I think I'm gay.
God. This situation, man. Obama purses his lips in that trademark way of his, thoughtful, serious, contemplative. He nods slowly, letting the silence grow, as if considering precisely how to deliver the most perfect arrangement of words any man has uttered in human history.
Fuck!
Over the course of our lives, we all tend to believe we're a lot of different things. One year, you're this. Another, you're that. Later in life, you start pushing 40 and start worrying you've been believing the wrong thing about yourself the whole time. I've had my share of doubts about all that, just like any other man. And I've had plenty of the same kind of struggles as you, Dave.
Wait, you.
Obama nods, smiles wistfully.
Wait, Obama's gay?
High above
Is this
his face.
insinuating Obama's gay?
No, it's definitely. They're definitely not going to say that it's Obama. Like, Obama smiles. Dave arches his eyebrows high above his shades. They stare at each other, and in the look they exchange, they seem to say all that needs to be said between two grown men in the matter.
Identity, sexuality, gender, all that stuff is about as illusory as I am, standing before you here. Is this the real me? Who can really say? Depends on what real means, or what I even mean when I say me. For that matter, are you even the real you? Haven't you been asking yourself that question one way or another all your life?
Fuck.
Believing is the key to understanding the truth underlying the words, the truth underlying the ideas they represent, and the truth underlying who we are as individuals. The power of belief, the power of hope. That's what endows that which is intangible, ephemeral, or uncertain with a sense of reality. It brings focus to the insubstantial, the mirages of the mind, the multiplicity of what is possible, of what could be, and isolates it, concentrates it, to turn it into that which is. And the result of that, Dave, is what we call truth.
Dave is still crying but doesn't care anymore. The tears are flowing down his face, but he won't look away. He's perfectly unashamed of his vulnerability at this moment. The only thing he knows is he needs to listen carefully to every precious syllable, to listen with his ears, his heart, and his entire being.
The truth of oneself can be very specific, if one wills it to be. Statements such as, I am gay, I am straight, I am a man, I am a woman. These are statements about an individual that gains strength through the power of belief we invest in them. But there is another more generalized truth about a person that can emerge when such conviction is absent. When the partitions of the mind dissolve, and the boundaries between everything you are now and everything you might have become begin to fade away.
Fuck. Oh, you're talking about that ultimate self stuff.
I am indeed, Dave.
Wow, haven't heard about that in so long. Rose used to talk about it all the time. Dirk would rant about it a lot too.
He sure did.
Wait, you mentioned Dirk earlier. Did you, actually know him?
Oh, we've met on a few occasions.
Excuse me? What do you mean you met on a few occasions? What the fuck? Dave blinks.
How is that possible? He killed himself.
Did he now?
Are you saying that's not what happened?
I'm saying you know as well as I that it's awfully hard to pin down exactly what happened to whom, depending on which frame of reference we might be talking about.
Whoa, so he...
I learned a lot from him.
Fuck.
Met up with him as a young man, as I was just beginning to explore the wonders of my session. He taught me about many things: combat, philosophy, life, love.
Are you like that?
God, I like recording when nobody's home because I can just scream. It's great. Fuck!
Anyway.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Love? Hold on, are you saying that...
Now, Dave, I can't go around disclosing everything under the sun. Plenty of this is still under the umbrella of executive privilege. Loose lips sink ships, as they say.
Obama winks again. Dave has actually lost track of how many times he's winked so
Stop winking, Obama. I never thought I'd have to say that. Stop winking, Obama.
Fucking hell. Jesus Christ. What? God. I feel like I need to take a shower after this.
I agree. This is I feel like I'm being molested by the eyes of a fictional Obama. Right.
Holy shit.
So somehow he met you and trained you and stuff and talked about the ultimate self. I remember Dirk would go off the deep end about that stuff sometimes, and maybe it made him fucking snap because then he just offed himself, and that was that. Rose used to talk about it too, probably even more. But one day she stopped and never mentioned it again. Do you know what happened to her?
She settled happily into the specific. That's her path now. All of you have embraced that life in this safely sequestered version of planet Earth. All of you until now, Dave. This is why you're here. I believe you're ready to wake up.
Dave realizes suddenly that they've stopped at the dead end of the passage. Obama holds his arm and points his open palm towards the wall. The wall lifts with the comforting sound of ancient stones grinding against each other. The sliding panel reveals a recess, and in the recess stands a robot.
Fuck.
Oh. It's a gleaming, polished silver replica of Dave, but without shades. It stands totally still, unpowered. Dave struggles to make sense of what he's looking at. What?
I second that. I'm also confused.
Now look, a human body, even one that's been elevated to God-tier status, cannot withstand the stresses put on it by the awesome power of the ultimate self. You'd quickly become sick and wither away. We can't have that. So before I died, I made sure to create this brand new body for you. I have to admit, it's some of my finest work. A real beauty. It should serve you well in your new life. A life where the world will need you more than ever, Dave. Not only this world, but the future of reality. If this sounds confusing, don't worry. You'll understand everything once I help you ascend. So what do you say? At the end of the day, this is a choice that belongs to you. Are you ready to accept your destiny, Dave Strider?
What the fuck?
What is happening? What is this shit? Excuse me? I hate this so much.
I hate the fact that Obama is a literal god.
This sucks. I want to go home. I am in my room. I'm in my bedroom, and I want to go home.
On the next episode of Ariah and Jay, I walk a lonely road, the only one that I have ever known. Don't know where it goes, but it's home to me, and I walk alone. I walk this empty street, on the boulevard of broken dreams, where the city sleeps, and I'm the only one, and I walk alone. I walk alone. I walk alone.